Gutsy win by our guys, but I'm kind of not in the mood to talk about the game as much. Obviously, today is a very tough one for a lot of people, the NBA community, the basketball world, the Bryant family, the families of those who've lost, family members in a horrific crash today. I said it before the game. It's obviously something that you don't wish you're talking about. But speaking basketball wise, to lose a legend, to lose an individual who made a profound impact on the court and off the court, obviously in the Los Angeles community, but globally. Kobe stood for so many great things: greatness, competitiveness, drive, commitment, inspired generations. So many of our young guys have been touched by what he paved the way for. And there's really no words. I'm obviously fortunate to be up here today to be able to speak on behalf of our organization and our players. But it's words only mean so much, and it's going to be tough to overcome. But hopefully, everyone rallies around. Not just the families, the organizations, but everyone that's been touched by Kobe and his legacy. And he's carved an unbelievable path. Again, as I said, I wish we weren't talking about that today, but we do have to find a way to obviously celebrate, and it's very raw and emotional right now. So today's game obviously fails in comparison to the new reality that we face without one of the best in the game.
Coach, before the game, you talked to Monty Williams about the pregame tribute. What was that like, and just kind of take us through that moment, if you will, just why you guys decided to do that?
Yeah, I'll give. Obviously, when the news broke, you're shocked. You don't know what words to say. My mind was immediately to who had relationships with him, coached against him, coached with him, played against him. And then finally we got to around. We've got to be able to honor him at some point in our small part. A lot of credit goes to our head video guy, TC Swirsky. Talked about, he wore, jersey number 24. Could we, somehow take a shot clock violation? So I contacted Monty. He was thinking the exact same thing. Went over there, talked about how we could, in our small part, pay tribute. Unbelievable by our fans. Obviously, our organization doing a moment of silence, but the fans to chant his name. The players on the court to recognize the impact that those two possessions could have. To bring hopefully a celebration in a very, very tough time. So, as I said, I think other teams are doing the same thing. It's our small part, and now it's on us to continue to celebrate this beautiful legacy, gone way too soon. But I don't have much more to say on that one.
Taylor, someone deeply into basketball as you are, and having been in the game, what are your personal reflections on Kobe coaching against him, being part of teams that schemed for him, thought about him? What did he mean to you from a basketball perspective?
Just the ultimate competitor. Everyone's talking about that. I think he touches so many people with his drive. Whether you were with him as a teammate or on the staff, or you competed against him night in and night out. So he set a tone there every single night that led to greatness. Everyone that you hear is going to be talking about, his greatness. And what does that mean? Well, it's the work, it's the love of the game, how he spread that throughout the world. And, I was young when I started falling in love with basketball. And to see, the multiple championships, the MVP awards, the All-Stars, but you put all that accolades aside, everyone remembers how fierce of a competitor he was and how much he loved the game. And how he took the platform he was given to go make a difference in the world, to inspire a lot of the young men that are in our locker room across the world. I told the coaches I wasn't one to really have a player name brand basketball shoe. I got whatever the standard shoe was, but my first ever shoe that was from a player was Kobe's, and I still have them. And I know it's just shoes, but it's something you'll always remember because it'll just bring you flashbacks to all the game footage you watched, to watching him go overseas to Europe, to Asia, and interact with kids and spread the love of the game. And it's powerful. And again, you wish you were talking about this decades from now. And, but that's obviously the strongest reflection that I have of him.
Once you guys got past those first two honoring possessions, it was a hard-fought game that went down to the end. I mean, that seems like the most Kobe thing ever, right? The business at hand.
Yeah, and credit to both teams. It's a very unique day. Getting to go talk with Monty before the game, and talk about the impact Kobe had on so many of the individuals over there too. We're talking about the Grizzlies. Many of the players, coaches, everyone emotional. But everyone went out there and competed, and did it together on both sides. For us and for the Suns, made it a heck of a game. It obviously fails in comparison, but for all of them to go out there and compete, obviously, as I just said, Kobe's one of the lasting legacies is him being one of the most ultimate competitors in all of sports, not just basketball. So I know these are words, but when you talk about inspiring a generation, hopefully it's a competitive generation that goes out there and follows the legacy and creates their own legacies as well. That's the beauty of the sport. That's the beauty of these opportunities these young men get every single day. And I'm just fortunate to be here to be able to be a part of it.
Coach, with the basketball community as a whole, basketball family mourning, does it help to be here with your more immediate basketball family, with your team here to be able to process this together?
It's definitely not easy. We got together as a team before the game. Didn't do our normal pregame walkthrough. We just went into the locker room and just talked about how we got to be there to support each other. Everyone is going to handle this differently. It's a huge loss, for the entire community, and how we got to be there to support those beyond Memphis, beyond the Grizzlies. Who knows what's going to come? This is raw. It's short. It's only a couple of hours. Everyone's going to wake up tomorrow, and is this real? The lasting words were just be there for your teammates. And as you can see, the outpouring support. It shows you what this community of basketball can do. It's the greatest team sport out there. When you can be there for your teammates, in times like this, you see everyone rallying around Kobe and his family, and not just them, but also the other families that were in the crash. So we all have to rally around. That's what you need at this time. It's not easy. We all have to play a role. The fact that we were able to be able together, that's the beauty of this sport, to be able to support each other. It's tough, but. Anything else? All right. Thank you.